Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm finally back with another upload for you all. I know it's been a while, so I'm just gonna make some quick announcements and updates before we get started with today's battle. So first of all, the reason why I've been gone for the last couple of weeks, I haven't been uploading, of course, as much as I'd like to, is because of first quarter senior year and college applications. That has taken up a lot of my time, but things are finally dying down a bit, so I'm hoping to get more content out in the upcoming days. But of course, your support always means the world to me. Liking the battles definitely helps out a lot too, and yeah, you guys keep supporting me and I'll do my best to bring you high quality content. In addition, OR and AS are coming out very soon, and with that means new VGC rules. We don't know when exactly the new VGC rules will come out, but you should expect it shortly after the games come out, and I'll be doing so much coverage for the new VGC rules on both YouTube and Twitch. I actually made a new Twitch channel, so you should definitely follow me there to know when I go live in terms of streaming. That channel is in the description below, but it is twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. Of course, this is going to be a new VGC format for all of us, but I'll do my best to bring my previous experience and expertise to help you guys. I'll be making guides for the most popular Pokemon, battle videos of course, team building guides, etc. So I'm really excited once OR and AS come out, and the new rule should be really exciting to basically play under. And finally, you may be wondering where the matches from regionals are. I'm currently having some technical difficulties getting those, but I should have the remainder of those up in the next 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. But enough about all of that extra good stuff, let's talk about today's battle. This was from Nugget Bridge's NPA tournament, which is a team tournament. You're drafted to a team, but you fight individually, and your goal is basically just to win every week. So this was against an opponent named Solariii, and I was still running the same Gothitelle Mawile team that you've seen me run basically for the entirety of the season, but I did change choice specs on Salamence to Life Orb. My opponent Solariii had a Azumarill, Hydreigon, Mawile, Gengar, Zapdos, and Mega Venusaur. So immediately I knew I did not want to bring Hariyama or Gothitelle because obviously Gengar and Hydreigon beat the Gothitelle and his two fairies beat my Hariyama. So I figured I could go with the faster mode, especially since Salamence outsped his entire team, and Ludicolo Salamence felt like a safe lead to me. Rotom Heat to beat the Mawile, it counters Zapdos pretty hard too in terms of walling Thunderbolts and Thunder Waves, and Mawile of course is just a very strong Pokemon to have, even though its matchup is not amazing in this. So without further ado, let's finally get started with this battle. Now, I actually run Life Orb and Substitute on the Salamence, so I knew that'd give me some leeway. I figure a lot of people know my team and know I've been running choice specs on the Salamence for a long time, and I thought, maybe Life Orb with Substitute would really catch my opponents off guard, so that's why I made the switch that I did. On the first turn, I lead with Ludicolo and Salamence against his Gothitelle and, not Gothitelle, excuse me, his Gengar and Mawile. The Intimidate from his Mawile isn't going to really bother me. One reason why I tend to lead special attackers is because I don't like getting intimidated right away, and I do get a nice intimidate off against his Mawile. He goes for a double protect on the first turn, which is a pretty smart play on his end. I was really close to substituting with Ludicolo, but I figured I want him to think I was choice spec, so I just went for the Fire Blast onto Mawile and the Scald, and I knew there was no way Mawile was staying in this turn, so I decided I could take advantage of it. Azumarill comes in, which I'm actually pretty happy about because Ludicolo, checks Azumarill pretty well with Giga Drains, and he goes for the Shadow Ball into my Salamence, doing around 50% and decreasing my special attack. I did just go for a substitute here, knowing that the Mawile would most likely switch out, and I thought Gengar would target Ludicolo, but I was fine taking that damage. Scald does go off against that Gengar and does over 50% because of course Gengar is really frail. Here, Azumarill swaps out once again, a smart play by my opponent, trying to bait the Giga Drain there, and Gengar goes for another Shadow Ball to break the Salamence's substitute. My opponent's playing this smartly because he knows Salamence really gives his team trouble, so it was smart of him, and unfortunately I did not make that awesome predict and Draco Meteor the Azumarill slot. However, I do get the Draco off against the Gengar, and that's going to pick up a knockout, which is always pretty good. Gengar is a Pokemon that also carries Will-O-Wisp, and of course I have Mega Mawile on my team, so I was happy just to get rid of it, especially since now my Salamence outspeeds the rest of his team. Of course, now Salamence is only at 28 HP. Giga Drain actually does a decent amount to that Hydreigon, of course, Hydreigon switching it for the Azumarill. Mawile comes out once again, and I know I'm not in the best of positions, but I figure here Mawile can make two plays. It can either Sucker Punch my Salamence or play rough my Ludicolo. If it does Sucker Punch my Salamence, then Ludicolo will be able to survive the turn, and if it play roughs the Ludicolo, then I'll just KO his Hydreigon with the Draco Meteor. So I guess the worst case here was him switching Hydreigon into his Azumarill, but in the end he just stayed in, and I was happy to see that because it means I'd get a Scald off against that Mawile. He also goes for the Draco Meteor, which I'm pretty happy to see because it means I'll be able to figure out what item he has, and he'll be at -2 special attack. Of course, Ludicolo is this Assault Vest, but that still does a lot of damage, so that basically confirms my suspicions that the Hydreigon is Choice Vexed. I figure I lost a lot of momentum that last turn, but I'm still in a decent position because here I can safely switch in Ludicolo to Mawile knowing that he's Choice Vexed. And of course my Rotom Heat outspeeds his Mawile, so I'm basically guaranteed a free Will-O-Wisp off. He can either protect, meaning I get my Mawile in for free, or he can try to attack that slot and I'll be able to burn it. So I know that even though the last turn was not very good for me, I can switch and completely turn things around. So now I've got a Mega Mawile against the Hydreigon that's locked into Draco Meteor, so I know that's got to switch out back into Azumarill, and I figure here I can just overheat the Mawile for the KO. There's really no way I see the Mawile switching on the Hydreigon staying in, but regardless, I know that I'm guaranteed basically at least a ton of damage off, if not a knockout. He does not switch the Mawile out, he does switch Hydreigon into Azumarill, so my overheat here is going to pick up the knockout onto his Mega Mawile, and that's really big. I did not go for the Will-O-Wisp there because I didn't want, say, his Iron Head to crit my Mawile, and I figured I'd just go for the KO, and indeed it pays off, and both Play Rough and Overheat connect, so I was pretty fortunate there. He actually doesn't have Citrus Berry, and I'm assuming that he either had Choice Band or Assault Vest at this point. Here I know Mawile can make this safe protect. I want to scout out what move Hydreigon's going to go for, but I assume it's going to be the Fire Blast, because if he doesn't go for the Fire Blast, he basically loses. Of course, that is Choice Specs Hydreigon, and he does go for the Fire Blast. Aqua Jet doesn't do very much to my Rotom Heat, which is very bulky, and Thunderbolt picks up the knockout. So now it's a full HP Mega Mawile, 101 HP Rotom Heat, and a 57 HP Ludicolo in the back against a Specs Hydreigon locked into Fire Blast. Sucker Punch here brings it just over 50%. Hydreigon goes for another Fire Blast, but I know I basically won this game because, you know, I still have Ludicolo in the back. I can fake out Will-O-Wisp, but I still have to connect my attacks here. And I do go for the Will-O-Wisp, knowing that it'll just get the residual damage off in the next couple of turns and finish things off. Fortunately enough, it does connect, and that means I should be able to seal up the game the next turn. So I'd say that the turning point here was when I was able to bring in my Mawile, switching out Ludicolo for it. As a result, I did not lose Ludicolo. I was able to gain full terms of momentum, forcing the Hydreigon switch out, and that definitely helped out a lot. And you see here he's not going to protect because, of course, he is Choice Vexed. Fake Out and Thunderbolt bring it to basically one more turn, and it's going to faint from the burn. So Hydreigon gets another Fire Blast off and actually picks up the KO on Ludicolo. So close 1-0 finish, but I felt like I had pretty good control of the battle that one turn where I forced the Hydreigon to switch out. You know, one thing about VGC is even if you feel like you lose all momentum in one turn, a good switch or basically bringing in the right Pokemon can completely turn things around, especially against choice users, and that was definitely the case in this battle. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. This was game 1 in a best of 3 series, so I'll be bringing you games 2 and 3 very soon. As always, leave a like for the video if you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and it's good to be back. Peace.